Everyone, welcome to another lecture of nonlinear dynamics or dynamical system. So here we want to discuss something very new things which you don't know probably. So till now, if you have followed my class, we have discussed something which is called stability. Now you see what is our pattern of finding stability is that. So what is the pattern is given? Say some system is given. We try to find the equilibrium point and then we want to find Jacobian and eigenvalue, and then we try to decide whether it is stable or not. Now you see everything has been discussed around the equilibrium point. So this kind of stability or this process of stability is called local stability. That is, we can say this is an equilibrium point. So around equilibrium point you try to find whether the system is stagnant or whether the system is stable or not. Now what is happening? We try to, that means say this is some system is there, say there is one equilibrium point. There is another equilibrium point. So here some of the things are going inside, but all remaining are going this side. So this is basically, this E1 is one equilibrium point, E2 is another equilibrium point. So in E1 it is actually basically locally stable, because in a neighborhood of E1 everything is going towards E1. But you see this E2, this is also locally stable, but it is something more than locally stable. That is, it is not only in a small neighborhood, everywhere where it has been starting the curve, it is moving towards this point. So now till now whatever we have discussed of this type. That is a point we try to find which is called equilibrium point. Anyway, equilibrium point will be needed for the second case also. Then we try to find the stability using this calculation. Okay. Now we try to find that what will happen or how we can check that if some point is more than locally stable or not. Okay. So for that purpose we need to know some extra things. So today's class will be based on this one. So let's start. Say, before going to this stability and all this conceptual thing, let me give you some concept of multivariable function. Say function exy is called positive definite. Okay. Before that there is some assumption on exy. Exy is a multivariable function of x and y with all continuous partial derivative exist in a domain D containing 0, 0. So this is the concept. That is, we try to establish the theoretical aspect around the point 0, 0. So now you can take the question, sir, why you have taken only 0, 0? So the answer is very simple. Suppose your equilibrium point is this, you try to understand this alpha beta. So this is your equilibrium point, this is 0, 0. Always what you can do, you can shift this axis to this side. That is, you can just make a shifting like this. Say if this is x axis, this is y axis, this will be, I can just write this is E alpha beta, capital X, capital Y. So always you can shift. How to shift? So x plus alpha, this is small x, and y equals to y plus beta. So always you can shift in this way. Okay, so that is in the new system this point is becoming 0 0, so you can always shift. So better to concentrate on 0 0, so everything will be clear. Now this function is called positive definite if E 0 0 equals to 0 and E xy will be greater than 0 for all other, or we can write for all xy not equals to 0 0. This is called positive definiteness of a function. Now the second is positive semi-definite. So we can understand that this is positive definite and this is positive semi-definite. So this will be something similar. Okay. So here what is the condition? If E 0 0 equals to 0 and E xy will be greater than equals to 0 for all xy not equals to 0 0. That is, what is the difference between positive definite and semi-definite? Positive definite means except the point 0 0, in all other case it will be strictly greater than 0, and positive semi-definite means except the point 0 0, in all other case it may be greater than or equals to 0 also. Let me give some example. Say if I consider E xy equals to x square plus y square. If I consider this example, now you see E 0 0 is 0 and for any remaining point you take except 0 0, it will be greater than 0. So this is a positive definite function. Now if I take the second example, E xy equals to x square. So you can understand, now see in this function there is no y is present. So now E 0 0, it will be 0, there is no doubt about that. Now if you consider E, so that is if I make x equals to 0, the function will become 0. So it may happen that the value of x is 0 and y can be anything, then also the value will be 0. And for all remaining point, obviously this is square, so this will be positive. So look into the second function. So in the second function we can understand that except the point 0 0, this is 0 in all other points where x equals to 0. That is through the y axis this function is becoming 0. Okay, so that is this function is positive, this is not negative function, but it is not that it is everywhere greater than 0 except 0 0. So it is positive semi-definite function and this one is positive definite function. So I hope you can understand that. Now what will be negative definite? In the similar manner, the positive will just make it negative. So 0 0 will be 0, all remaining will be strictly less than 0, and here negative semi-definite less than equals to 0. So the same concept. Now here also I won't resist myself to say something about this positive definiteness. In matrix algebra, in linear operator, or even in after vector space in quadratic form, you have got this kind of thing. Say, what is the idea? Say Exy equals to x square plus y square. Let me take the first example. Okay. Now we try to write this in a matrix form. So what is a matrix form? Very simple. There are many definitions are there. So but I don't want to go to the definition. So what you can do, see how many variables are there? 2 variables, x and y. So in here you write x and y, here you write x and y. Now it will be x square, it will be xy, it will be yx, it will be y square. So basically the matrix will be a 2 by 2 matrix, this one. Now what is the coefficient of x square? 1. coefficient of xy is 0, there is no xy, so it will be 0, here also it will be 0, y squared is 1. Now this will be the corresponding matrix of EXY. Now if you can find the eigenvalue, if the eigenvalue will be positive, then it will be positive definite. In this way also you can find this. Let me give another example. Say EXY equals to x square plus 4xy plus y square. So here also I try to write this in a matrix form. So how to write this? Again the same logic. How many variables are there? X and y. So there should be a table of x and y. So it should be x square, it should be y square, it will be x into y, it will be y into x. Now what will be the matrix? First one, it is the coefficient of x square, that is 1. Coefficient of y square here, that is 1. So there is no doubt about the coefficient of x square and y square. Now the doubt is in xy. Now what is the coefficient of xy? 4. So in this 2 place, so it will be 2, it will be 2. So that is the 4 will be equally divided. So if you have any confusion, let me take this 5, then it will be 5 by 2, it will be 5 by 2. So this will be the corresponding matrix. Now you can calculate the eigenvalue, and if the eigenvalues are positive, all eigenvalues are positive, then it will be positive definite. If the eigenvalue it may be 0, then it will be semi-definite. If all the eigenvalues are negative, negative definite, and all these things. So what is my say is that, so we try to consider a quadratic function in this case, or a multivariable function, where we have to check that what is the positivity of that one, that is, it is positive or negative, or somewhere positive, somewhere negative, like that. And basically we have given you few definitions and examples. Now this is one preliminary concept of multivariable. Then another concept I want to give. This concept is very important and very many people are doing some mistake. So I want to make you, I believe that I want to make you comfortable but doing this in non-conventional method. Okay. So we know there are two kind of derivatives are there. Number one, ordinary derivative. Number two, partial derivative. So when ordinary derivative will happen? When there is only one choice. That is, what does that mean? That means, say y is a function of x. I want to find the derivative of y with respect to x. So I have only one choice. So I can find dy dx. Now suppose I am giving you a variable z which is a function of x and y. So when I have multiple choice, then ordinary derivative will not work. Then we have to go for partial derivative. So what does that mean? So here I can write del z del x. That means derivative of this one with respect to x, but y should be treating as constant. Similarly, you can find del z del y here with respect to y, but x should be treated as constant. So these are the fundamental things of this derivative. Now what I want to say is that I want to say the chain rule for multivariable calculus. So say E is a function of x and y, okay, and x is a function of t, y is a function of t. So it is very confusing. So what we have done, E is a function of x and y, again x is a function of t, y is a function of t. So basically, if there is some confusion, I want to clear the confusion by drawing a diagram. First, what is the main function? E. So you write E. how many argument does E have? Two arguments, x and y. So one will be x, another will be y. Now you come to x. X has one argument t. So under x it will be t, under y it will be t. So this is the variable setting in this function. Okay. Now what will I do? I want to find the derivative of E with respect to t. That is, I want to find now carefully you see. So E, I have to find the derivative with respect to t, but there is no direct connection between E and t. But E and t has two connection. One is E to x, x to t. Another is E to y, y to t. Now that means I can came, so this is road 1, I can came here from x. That means now you see E has two options, x and y. So I want to take the derivative of E with respect to x. Now why I am using del option? Because E has two options, x and y. So I have given already, if you have multiple option, you choose partial derivative. So I use the partial derivative notation multiplied by now x derivative with respect to t, but x has single option only t. So it should be dx dt. I think this diagram and this one is okay. Plus the same logic will be valid for y. So you can go to from E to y, then again y to t. So again del E del y into dy dt. So this is very important. That is, when you try to apply chain rule, you have to understand the hierarchy and you have to see how many variables are there, where the variables are situated. Depending on that, you can find the chain rule. Now, so I hope you can understand this one. If not, let me just do some other problem or other method, then also you can understand. Now, what I can do, I change the situation. I try to make it a bit complicated. So what I want to do is that E is a function of x and y. There is no change there. Now x is a function of again two variable u and v. Try to understand this one. And y is a function of two variable u and v. So that is, again if I go to the diagram, E has two children x and y. Now x has again two children u and v. Y has again two. So it may look like binary tree if you have studied computer science or you know this one. Okay. Now what is the difference? Now the situation is a bit different because initially it was under x it was a single variable t, under y it was a single variable t. Now we have given two variables x and u and v. Now if I want to find, so basically this function, how this function is looking like, this function is looking E of x, x means phi of uv and E y means psi of uv. So under E, now E is a function of two variable u and v. So if you want to find derivative of E with respect to u, so E has now multiple option u and v. So now it should be del E del u. So if you remember the previous example, it was dE dt because we have only one option, but now there are two options u and v. Now how you can go to u? So from E you can came to x and x you can came to u, that is one root. So again del E del x. Why you are using del? Because E have two options x and y into, now under x there is also two options. So now it will be del x del u, plus in similar manner from E you can move to y, so del E del y into del y del u. Then you can, in the similar manner, you can find del E del v, that is del E del x del v plus del E del y del v. So now, without drawing the diagram, if I directly write this, it may look very horrible, but actually it is horrible. But if you can able to draw the diagram, then the calculation will be easy. Now you see, if there are another, say another variable u, v and t, then also you can find it very easily. So I think today's class till now, whatever we have discussed, we have basically given you the idea for the background of which is something more than local stability. So we try to discuss that what kind of stability till now we have studied. Then we have given you some background images or background concept or prerequisite to study the advanced part. Number one, you have to study positive definiteness, semi-definiteness, negative definite, negative semi-definite. Along with some example, we try to clear that, and we try to also find the matrix also. So you can get the matrix from the quadratic form, and you can find the eigenvalue, and you can, depending on the sign or the nature of the eigenvalue, you can define that it is positive, negative, definite and all these things. Now then we have given the concept of multivariable and what is the chain rule derivative, that is E is a function of x, then again x is a function of t, E is a function of y, y is a function of t. What will be that situation? And E is a function of x, x is a function of u and v. Similarly for y, what will be that situation? But basically for our calculation, we need the previous one, that is the simple one, that is E is a function of x and y, and x is a function of t, y is a function of t. So based on this concept, in the next lecture, we'll come back and we'll study this new stability, the new concept of stability. Till now, please try to enhance this and try to write this, try to draw the diagram, take any unknown function and try to solve this in this manner. I think it will be helpful for function of several variables also, those who will be jam appearing. I think the concept has to be clear. Thank you very much. Thank you.